Wayne finally invites Amber over to the house to have a discussion, and she like, "What you call me over here for?" Like, she is very clueless as to what her world is about to be blown up as. And he's basically trying to ease her into this conversation by saying, "Yes, I got a new artist that kind of came over my way, and he got that R&B feel. Like, he got that R&B with him, got that soulfulness, that John B. You know who that guy is? You know who that guy? The guy that sounds like the guy that sounds like he black, but he really white. Bobby, isn't it Bobby Womack? Yeah, that man. Yeah, he's like him, but he ain't say the name." So she was like, "Oh, shoot. You do? Oh, my goodness. That's going to be good." Yeah, and I got some good things that's getting ready that I got planned with him. And I can see us going really far with him. But I kind of got to let you know, I wasn't the one who brought this artist in. There was somebody else who brought this artist in. And he went ahead and told her it was Shayla. And so, therefore, they're going to be working with Shayla, with her new artist. Well, remember what I told y'all about in the last video when Wayne went ahead and accepted our boy with his singing talents? That Shayla is his employee, and she is his employee. She's still his employee, but there is a higher and a lower level to that talent finder, and it seems like he's going to push her up on that higher end of giving her more responsibilities. Now, there's a talent finder that can just help you find talent, and there's a talent finder that can help you manage it, but they can still be your employee. And it seems like that's where he's getting ready to place her in that position of management over him, because he said that's her artist, and it looked like he's not going to pull that from her. So he's going to let her work very closely with the artist. But with Amber, artist Anthony, that he wants to do collab work, and so therefore that's where Amber comes into play. And before we continue this commentary, let me just say this. Amber has every right to feel the way she's feeling about what he just told her. I'm not taking that from her. That's her right. She can feel that way. But now, everybody got to stop putting this woman on a freaking pedestal. There's just so much that she has done, that they all have done, and that she continues to allow. Amber has been so clueless this whole freaking narrative of this skit, from her friend to her husband, to the people around her, to Wayne, to now back to her husband, and he really doing a doozy on her. And so it's all about business now, because really when Wayne look at Amber, that's all he sees, and that's all he can formulate is business with her, because she made a decision to go back with her husband and to marry her husband and to stay with her husband even after it was all disposed. And I've always told y'all, I've said this on numerous occasions, and Wayne loves Amber. And what he says on this one, that he loves her. He has love for her. He does. He has the kind of love for her that if she would have chose him instead of marrying Anthony, she could have been the one that made him look at marriage differently and finally go to the altar. He was just struggling. But when she went and married Anthony, after being with him, she tore and ripped a part of his heart out, but he had to let it go in order to move on. And the one thing he told her is, when it comes down to business, I have no feeling when it comes down to business. And in order to be a successful business person, especially on ventures that you're first starting out, you cannot put feelings into that. You cannot let personal stuff get to you. You have to learn how to work through and around it. But I will say this, Wayne has always had a pain for Amber leaving him and going back to Anthony. And so therefore, this is her payback for him. He's getting her in ways that is going to hurt her the way and magnitude as to how she hurt him. And she tried to throw the jab at him about well, I see why you got so many baby mamas and stuff like that, and why, because you're messy, and this is the type, you have no loyalty about yourself. So now I see why you're in the situation you're in. And he was like, oh, hold up. He was like, yeah, I got a lot. He got a lot of baby mamas and he got kids, and I'm sure he done made mistakes. But see, this is where the pot is calling the kettle black, because you done did your dirt as well. It's just that you went on and he stayed stagnant. Yes, he had relationships, but he didn't get as close to anybody the way he got close to you. So there is a little hurt. So where he says he's not allowing feelings to control him, he's not when it comes to making his money, but when it comes down to the core of it, you are. Because now you're in your feelings about what she did to you, and you're going to force her into working with Shayla. And I say force her because, once again, Shayla is his employee. Amber is her own boss. She's her own management team. She's funded her own artists. He's just getting a percentage because he's putting his name behind it. And you notice what he asked her, so are you going to leave? Because like I told you yesterday when I was telling you what he was going to tell her, he's going to present it to her the same way. It's not, he told Shayla he was going to ask her, but it was no asking involved. It's just simply tell her what it is, or what he's going to do with his label and his business, and whether or not she want to accept it or not. Now that's completely up to her. She could walk away from it, because that is her artist, and she could snatch her artist away from him, but she was gonna have to buy him out of the percentage that he would have made, because a contract has been signed, so he's still tapped in that way. She could take her artist over to her website, which I've always said. But really, who want to deal with that business? Even though people keep saying it's legal, there is dirty money at the core of that. So absolutely not. Then there's a suggestion of her and Anthony can start their own label. Well, that crook don't even want to really be in the marriage with her, not where he's open and honest and upfront. So if he's doing this in the marriage, I definitely would not do this as a business venture. They already tied to Bar 44, and we see how that's going. He's trying to get her to sell it. Amber has to find within herself that true boss that she is. Now, when she walked off, she was like, I'm not finna let that tramp get in between me and my bag. And Wayne talks about, oh, I taught you well. I taught you well. Well, what you did, Wayne, was now you're going to develop a woman who's going to be scorned. Do you think there's going to be peace inside this label between the two of them? They might work together, but pettiness shall fly from here to there. And it's not just going to be Shayla. Trust me, this pettiness is going to come from Amber herself. Because of the position that he put her in. But really, this is where she could take control of things and just walk away from this. You're your own management team. Use your own money. Trust and believe in yourself. Start your own label. You don't need him. You don't. Because if your husband has about as much as money as he has, if you get on your game and start looking at these finances and where they're going, you can use your own money to start your own label. And that's the approach that I would take with that one right there. Because I would not allow him to put me in a position where if I do not feel comfortable, especially and I'm using my own money, to be forced into doing this. It just would not happen, not with me. But this is where Amber has to wise up and become the savvy businesswoman that everybody seems to think she is. She has, the ball is in her control in so many ways. And Wayne knows that. He knows that what she could do and how she could leave him. But he's relying on feelings, not for him, but her hate for Shayla that will keep her there. And in the end, will benefit him. But he keeps telling her, you got to take feelings out. Because trust and believe, if the shoe was on the other foot, Wayne would walk away. Go ahead and leave your comments. Tell me what you think and where you see this going. Tell me what you think she should do. And as always, be your brothers and your sisters keeper. Keep God first. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the love and the support. And you all, let's be cordial with one another inside these comments. We don't have to all agree, but let's be respectful, okay? And as always, toodles.